Hello and welcome, I'm Saffron from saffrondiminishing.com, and in today's video we're going to talk about EFT or use EFT for the feelings of loss that we can suffer when we become a mother. So I thought quite a lot about whether or not it was okay for me to make this video, because this is kind of a topic that is quite taboo and we don't really discuss it. We don't talk about what we've lost as a result of becoming a mother because we don't want to feel ungrateful for our children, we don't want to sound like we don't love our children, and that's not what this is about. You know, you can love your children and still feel a loss related to becoming a mother because you've lost the part of you that wasn't a mother, the part of you that had, greater freedom and opportunities and things like that. And of course we can have freedom and opportunities as mothers as well, but I just want to give you a bit of context about what brought this up for me as a topic and something that I wanted to talk about here. A woman got in touch with me recently who I hadn't seen for about 15 years. She was a friend from college and we were just chatting and catching up, and she told me that she was going to do a PhD, and which is brilliant, and I'm really happy for her, and yeah, it's a completely amazing thing and I would totally do it if I could, and I can't. And that brought up a lot for me, the amount of difficulty, the logistical challenges, the just almost very close to impossibility for me of doing a PhD, because I've got children and I need to be there for them, and were I to do a PhD I'd have to put them into childcare, which is something that I don't want to do, so it's that being pulled in two different directions. I want to be there for my children, but I also want to do the things that I want to do. So I hope that explains what I mean by the losses of becoming a mother, and hopefully, if not, then hopefully it'll become clearer as we tap round. It's not a planned script, so hopefully it'll become clearer to me as well. So if you haven't done one of these videos before, you just need to tap where I'm tapping and repeat what I'm saying, and we begin here on the side of the hand, and we'll say, even though I've lost a lot, and it's all as a result of having children, and I feel guilty for even thinking about this, I choose to love and accept myself exactly as I am. Even though there are things that I can't do now, or that would be really difficult for me, because I've got other responsibilities now. And it's not really about me anymore. I choose to love and accept myself, including these feelings and beliefs. Even though I've lost some things, some opportunities and some freedom, and I feel guilty for thinking about that, I choose to love and accept myself and to honour these feelings of loss. There have been some losses. I've lost some things. Some of them didn't seem important, like nights out and workshops and groups that I might have gone to, and yet they still all add up. They add up to a loss of identity. That's the real thing that I've lost here. I've lost the opportunity to go to certain places and do certain things. I've lost some of the freedom that I had. And part of me feels like I've lost who I am. I've become a different person. And that person's called Mum. It could be anyone. She's just Mum. That's who I've become. But it doesn't feel like it's who I am. I can't remember who I am. Who I am was lost. When I decided to have children. I wonder if I'll ever find who I am again. Or if I'll just always be Mum. I feel so guilty for even thinking about this. I love my kids. Why would I think about what I've lost? That's nothing compared to having them. It's not important compared to having my kids. And I would hate for them to think that they were responsible for me losing out. That they'd taken anything from me. And that's not what it's about. They haven't taken anything from me. All of these things that were lost. It's not my kids' fault. It's nothing to do with them. And I really don't want to blame them. Even if in my dark moments, a part of me sometimes does. It's not the fault of my kids. It's not about looking for somewhere to place the blame. It's about acknowledging how I'm feeling about what I've lost. It's about acknowledging this grief for who I was. What would I be doing right now if I didn't have children? I wonder what I might be doing. We can tap through the points for a bit and you can say some things that you might be doing. So I might be doing a PhD. I might be working in a different job. I might be going to different events. I might be taking part in different groups. And I can think of at least 4 or 5 little things that I might be doing. So when you're done with naming the things that you would be doing, just acknowledge how you feel about that. I feel so frustrated. It's not much to ask. Just to be able to have a night out. But it's so much to organise. To get a babysitter. To afford to pay the babysitter. just for a few hours. Sometimes it doesn't seem worth it. It's so frustrating. The things that are so easy for other women are just out of my reach. Just not worth the effort. And that feels really sad. There's a lot of grief. And a lot of loss. The loss of who I am. I wonder if I could find my way back to who I am as an individual. Even while I'm still mum. I wonder if I could remember what it means to be Saffron. Put your own name in, obviously. I wonder if there's a way of doing that. Maybe I could start from who I was before I had kids. What mattered to me then? Does that still matter to me now? Are there different things that matter? Besides the kids. I really love my kids. And I'm feeling this guilt. And it's not about leaving them behind. It's not about blaming them for what happened, for the changes in my life. It's about valuing me as well. So maybe there are some things that I would have done that I'm not going to do now. Because it's just not that easy. But maybe there are other things that are important enough to me. Things that matter so much that I would go to that extra effort. I wonder if I could figure out what they are. Maybe pick just one of those things and begin to reclaim an identity of myself as a person. Begin to remember what it's like to be me, independent of what it's like to be mum. Even mums deserve an identity. And don't my kids deserve to see that? Don't they deserve to learn that mums are people too? That mums get to have their own stuff. So instead of feeling guilty, I wonder if I could choose to do this for myself and acknowledge the benefit that it has for my kids. I still feel this grief and this loss. There'll always be something I had that I don't have now. And that's okay to feel. It's okay to acknowledge. And it's okay for me to be a person. Not the person that I would have been. That's not something I can get back. But a person nonetheless. an individual with my own interests and my own activities. I'm ready to reclaim an identity now. I'm ready to choose to be me. Deep breath. So a lot of the reason that we don't look at that is because of all of those feelings of guilt that are tied up with it. But we don't need to feel guilty about this. We're not saying we don't want to have our kids. We're not saying we don't love our kids. We're not saying that being mum isn't a part of our identity. I think the message, for me personally, the message is that being mum isn't the whole of my identity. I am mum and I am, an EFT practitioner and a knitter and all of the things that I enjoy doing. I have an interest in this, that and the other, independently of the kids. And they have interests independently of me because we're individual people. We're not the same person. And it just made me think then it's a little bit similar to being involved in a couple and having your own interests and still maintaining your own identity, which is a much healthier way of having any kind of relationship, whether it's a romantic relationship or a parent-child relationship. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope that it was okay to address this topic with you. If you have any feedback about that, any comments or questions, then please do let me know, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.